Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Virtue Grace here. First of all, I want to start off by saying thank you so much to every one of you for your love, for your support. I'm overwhelmed, just going through your comments on my videos and just seeing the amount of prayers, the amount of well wishes, the amount of goodwill that all of you have for me is just so endearing. It's just so awesome. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate every one of you. Like, you guys are simply the best. I just read through the comments and everything, and I just kept saying to myself, how did I get so blessed, so fortunate to have such an amazing YouTube family? Guys, I honestly short of words, to express just how much I feel, how grateful and how blessed I am to have you guys. So thank you all so much. So as you guys know, I'm in Ghana now and I'm safe, I'm fine. You can see everything is going very well and I'm happy just being here, even though it's going to be for a while. And of course I'll continue my journey again, but hopefully my journey to Nigeria would be less stressful. I'll probably fly, or I don't know, we'll get to the bridge and cross it when we get there. But for this video today, I just want to update you guys about everything, because I know I've not spoken about it. But before we continue, if you're coming by for the first time and you've not subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button, okay? Tap on the bell, that way you'll be notified each time I post a new video or go live, to do a live stream. And if you are returning, thank you so much for always coming back. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah, that said, to the crux of the matter, I'm in Ghana and I set out from Liberia and got to Ghana. What happened in Liberia? That's the big question that everyone has been asking. First of all, I want to say Liberia is such a beautiful country. It's a nice place. I didn't stay long in Liberia, not because a Liberian offended me or I didn't like the place. No, far from that. What really happened was, when I traveled from Nigeria to Sierra Leone, I took some funds with me. But we all know that sometimes, you incur expenses as much as you plan, your trips and all, within your funds, your resources. Sometimes things just happen. So when I got to Sierra Leone, somehow my funds got depleted. So I looked for a means to replenish. I went to the bank, because of course my bank is in Sierra Leone. I got there and I was told I couldn't access my account because my account is in Nigeria, not in Sierra Leone. That was the beginning of the issue. I thought that since my bank is in that country, I could withdraw from that country. It didn't happen that way. So that was the beginning of my challenge. But I decided to brave it. With the remaining funds on me, I made it to Liberia. And someone would ask, I'm going to address your questions. Let me just tell you what happened first, because I know I've read some of the questions from the comments. So I did a road trip from Sierra Leone to Liberia, like you guys saw, and I got to Liberia. Getting into Liberia, I had already booked accommodation, which was like $20 a night, and that was like the cheapest I could find, like the cheapest. Even that, it was like a hostel accommodation. A room was going to be shared by like 4 people for $20 a night. I still chose it. Fortunately, I got there and I was the only one in the room. So I was there, paying for my accommodation, and I met like my biggest challenge again, which was the weather. And it was just raining like every day, cats and dogs. You guys, like I mentioned in my video, as I got there, it was raining daily. I couldn't go out to make videos and I was incurring like accommodation costs. It was just crazy. I tried, like the day I went out to get the SIM card and just buy a mouse and just run around, I was able to make that video. And then the other day I met with Philomena. We were able to have lunch together and talk. Actually, we discussed, she made suggestions about some places that I could go film, and I was looking at doing that. But then I had to be smart, I had to calculate. If I stay longer in Liberia, I would run out of money, and that might mean, worse for me, because if I'm not able to access money anywhere, not in Sierra Leone, not in Liberia, then it would be a difficult thing for me. I might get stranded, and I don't want to get to a situation where I'll be stranded. So just this sense of defeat, and then just not being able to make videos, that sense of defeat and that sense of helplessness was what really got me, frustrated. And I started asking of ways I could, travel, because I couldn't also afford a flight ticket. That's another question that I'm going to address as well. So I asked questions, and I was told where to go, how to travel by road and all of that, which you guys saw me in all of the travel videos I've shared with you, setting out from Liberia to getting to the Liberian border, to getting to Ivory Coast. Even in Ivory Coast, someone in Sierra Leone, because I had shared with them that I would love to go to Ivory Coast, so they had linked me with someone in Abidjan who speaks some English. We were talking and everything was going okay. I was like, okay, so I'm coming, can we link up? Oh, this person just says, oh, I'm no longer in Abidjan, I've gone back to Ghana, I'm no longer there, but my brother is there, I can link you. I said, okay, can I have your brother's contact? This person just literally replied me, okay, wait for me, and that was it. I followed up, no response, nothing. So again, I met a dead end, and I had to go. Someone would say, why didn't you talk? I'm going to address that as well. That's 3 questions now. All right, so I kept moving until I eventually got to Ghana. Someone asked again, why didn't you go to Nigeria? I will address that. 4 questions, right? So eventually I got to Ghana. Now back to the first question, which was I think about what was the first question, guys? Okay, the first question I think was about accessing funds, right? So there's usually like limitation on the amount of money anyone would travel with and enter another country. And even if you have the money, sometimes you can't carry all, and for me, it's not like I even had that much, but I felt like I had enough to be able to get by until I got there, and it wasn't enough for me. So why didn't I fly back? Someone would ask. Because I didn't even have the money. I couldn't afford to buy a flight ticket from either Sierra Leone back to Nigeria or from Liberia back to Nigeria. So that was the easiest way out for me, to do road trip with the money I had on me. I went online, I tried to check for flight tickets, and the amount that was there, I saw one of the airlines, I wouldn't mention their name, I saw a flight ticket from Liberia to Nigeria that was going to cost almost $1,000. That's one-way ticket, not return ticket. I don't have that much. I didn't have that much, so I wasn't even going to bother. And someone would say, why didn't you talk? Listen, I sent myself out, right? I decided to travel, so I feel like I should be able to deal with my issues. I shouldn't, be all about, oh, this is it, this is it, this is that, So I just didn't want to bother anybody. I know when I shared it with a friend, he was like, oh, why didn't you, communicate? Why didn't you talk? I'm this person that believes that I should be able to deal with my issues. I shouldn't like put my issues on people and bother people. I decided to do this, so I should be able to do it, and when things don't go exactly the way I planned, I should be able to find a way out, not bother people and all. So that's what really happened. And as I was on my journey all the while, when I left Liberia, I lost access to internet because I didn't buy a SIM card in Ivory Coast when I got to Ivory Coast, because I felt like there wasn't a need, and apart from that, I didn't even have enough money on me. So the money I left Liberia with was $100. And to be honest with you, how that $100 took me until I got to this point where I am now talking to you guys, it's still a miracle to me. It's still a miracle to me. I was able to pay for my transport, from Liberia all the way to this place with $100 in my pocket, with all of the, one thing I did was, I just tried to live in the present and adapt to the present. I was just trying to stay put and stay calm until I get eventually to safety. And again, God was so good to me. Like, he sent me angels. I call them my guardian angels that God sent to me. Right from Liberia, I talked about Mr. Prince Gale. I talked about Joseph in Ivory Coast. I talked about the family I met. These 3 strategic guardian angels that God sent to me were for a purpose, and they all fulfilled their purpose in my life. Mr. Prince took me to the park. He went to my Airbnb where I was staying. He picked me into the park. He didn't collect transport fare because he saw my situation. Joseph was so helpful. I got to Abidjan that night, and to be honest, I was stranded. I didn't know where to go. I didn't have money to go and pay for hotel because the money I had was going to be my transport fare. I was going to sleep at the park. It was that serious. But Joseph offered to pay for that place. He said, no, he's not going to leave me to sleep here. I should go. He would pay for a place for me to sleep there. He would come the following day and pick me to the park, which you guys saw. That's what happened. And the following day, he picked me up and bought food for me. You know, I ate, and then eventually I continued. And at the point that Joseph left me was a point where I met this family that you guys, I showed you in that video, and they just were a blessing, like helping me with, you know, communication, transportation. At a point, I ran out of the sefa I had on me. I had just about $40 on me, and that woman was the one paying for me. You know, she was paying for me for transportation and everything until we got to Ghana. Then I changed money and gave her, you know, reimbursed her in cedis. She was that good to me, that kind to me. And obviously, I told you guys what Wodemaya also did. So as I crossed over, I called Wodemaya. I was there at the border. I didn't have a SIM card, so I got someone's phone and called him, and that was how he came through for me. So that was like the summary of what really happened and why I acted the way I did, by maybe not flying or not, you know, communicating and all. And what happened was, you guys saw how I used Joseph's phone to, like, you know, have access to internet, to check, maybe send my sister, oh, I'm fine, I'm here, I'm that. It wasn't something that I was going to take someone's phone and start maybe posting things on social media or doing a lot to, like, consume their data. We all know how data is expensive in Africa. So by and large, I'm grateful that everything went seamlessly, and you guys stayed praying for me, stayed supporting me, and eventually I've gotten here. So yeah, like, nobody in Liberia offended me. Someone actually sent me an email asking me, so this is to answer you. No, it wasn't about a Liberian or anything that happened in Liberia. It was just me, you know, having to deal with those challenges, you know. And you guys noticed that my eyes were red. I hate feeling defeated. Like, I hate feeling, you know, helpless. I hate being in the place where I feel like people might have to pity me. I hate being in that place. And when I get to such a place, like psychologically or emotionally, sometimes that's how I'm able to, like, express myself and let it out. Sometimes, you know, tears just flow out. I'm a very soft person at heart. Sometimes you see all this, but deep down, that's the truth. And this me just being honest and vulnerable with you. So I'm sorry that somehow I got you guys scared, you know, about my safety and my experience in Liberia. I really apologize. And yeah, that was what really happened. And yeah, traveling on the flip side, traveling, you know, on this journey, the experience, I just saw something so beautiful again about us Africans. The fact that we are truly our brother's keepers. You know, the way these people came through for me. Once they just see you, they just, you know, willingly offer to help you. That is who we are as Africans. We are our brother's keepers. We have each other's back, and that's the beauty of travel. Sometimes if we don't travel, we might not know this. We just let the old narratives that have been dumped on us, that Africans are, you know, hostile towards each other, we don't get along, to continue festering. But no, that's not true. Africans, we are really our brother's keepers. Like, we look out for one another, and that again, you know, I was able to experience on this journey, and I'm so grateful for. someone asked the question, is it safe to travel within Africa? Yes, it is safe to travel, especially within Africa, because that's where I've experienced. I can only speak from this experience. It is safe to travel within West Africa. Like all along on the way, we didn't have any issues of insecurities or any attacks. It was just seamless, and the roads are also good, even though there are some stretches in some countries, that the roads still needs maybe fixing here and there. The roads are relatively good, like I would say 90% good. So yeah, that's it. And then I think there was another question around like the social. Someone said it's a socio-economic experiment. I agree with you. It's actually a socio-economic experiment, because when you travel, apart from like the the social aspect of meeting and interacting with people, you also get to see like the business opportunities that exist. I saw like Africa has such, West Africa in particular, which I've just traveled across, has such beautiful landscapes that we could just develop into like tourist attractions, tourist destinations for people to visit, and would generate revenue for these different governments. So I feel like it's something. You guys saw the landscapes I showed you. They're just virgin, just lying there, and it's just something that I feel like can be developed into like tourist destinations for a lot of people, and people would definitely visit because it's relatively secure, and all of that. So yeah, and then you just see like that spirit, that hustling spirit, the hardworking spirit of Africans, that people are just working to make ends meet. People selling in traffic, under the rain, at the Ajame, where I took the bus to Abuja. So I just saw that hustling spirit there. Africans, they're just really like hardworking people, and I feel like it's something that if you want to invest in West Africa, you should take time to really explore, do your research about these different West African countries, and decide on which one it's a good suit for your business, whatever investment that you want to make. So then about moving money within Africa, or at least within the West African sub-region. So for instance, if a bank is sub-regional, like the bank has presence in some of these West African countries, then the system should be such that people should be able to access their accounts, especially like the domiciliary accounts, accounts that are in foreign currency in these other banks, and they should be able to find a way to reconcile all transactions within their system, but that's not really the case. I don't know, someone told me when I got to Ghana that the one of the banks is Pan-African. Like when you go to the African countries that it is present there, you can access funds. So as soon as I get back to Nigeria, I'm going to open an account with them. But I feel like this is something that financial service providers should be able to look into, because they exist to serve us customers, and we should be able to access these services anywhere we go and we find them, right? Like traveling within West Africa, if you intend on doing that, there are certain things that you really need to know, especially in terms of communication, because if you are going to transit from one country to the other, as close as it is, you have to deal with the issue of communication, technology. So you have to get a SIM card to connect to the next country, in order for you to stay connected with your loved ones, and it's just a lot. I wish that we had one, at least, sub-regional network, that makes sense, one network that caters to all the regions, that connects everybody real time, like a universal SIM, if you like, a universal network service provider that would help us transit more seamlessly, because it was difficult. As soon as I left Liberia, getting into Ivory Coast, I was disconnected, and once you get to Ghana, I had to get a SIM card. So it's just a lot. These are some of the challenges that travelers will face, and it could be better, honestly. So for those in tech, these are some investment gaps that or service needs that we have as people that could become a business proposition for some people, and you'll be serving people and also be in business, if that makes sense. And then another thing is the fact that our financial service providers, like I mentioned, I don't know, my observation so far in West Africa, when I travel to other parts of Africa, I would observe. But like when I went to Ethiopia, it was like a similar situation. I tried to access my account with my MasterCard, dollar MasterCard, but it failed. I don't know, maybe drop a comment, like in your, for instance, in East Africa or Southern Africa, do you have access to like your account when you travel to other countries within your sub-region? Let me know. It's something that should also like be addressed. Like I mentioned earlier, we just have to be able to move money seamlessly. It's our legit money. And some people watched my video crossing on boats and had issues with it. The truth is, that's how those people have been transporting. No life jacket is actually risky, but these are maybe some areas that needs to be improved on. So that's pretty much it. As I continue to travel, I'm going to, of course, make observations and share my observations with you, and try as much as possible to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Again, thank you all so much for all of your love, and for all of you who keep sending me support through PayPal, Patreon. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. These funds really do help a great deal. Every country is different in terms of cost, so no amount is really small. I always deeply appreciate every single support you send to me. I always try to reply you via email and all, but in case I failed, I'm sorry. This is me saying it publicly. Thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it, and I pray that your stock is replenished and you have more in abundance. Thank you all so much. I love all of you. Wodemaya, thank you as well for the support, for coming through for me. To your family, I'm grateful as well. You guys really helped me. You took me in. I felt like home, family and all. So thank you all so much, everybody. I love all of you guys. I could go on and on. Thank you so much, my vert loves. You guys, I love you from the depths of my heart. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate everything. I'll see you guys in my next video, okay? And before I go, now that I'm in Ghana, you guys expect a lot of videos from me, from Takrady, from Tamale, from Kumasi, and of course from Accra, before I finally leave to go back home in Nigeria. Okay, so I'm so excited. I can't wait to share everything with you guys and just have a good time here. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all. I'm so excited. I'll see you in my next video, but remember to subscribe if you've not subscribed already. Thank you all. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.